Hello, everybody. My name is Victoria Joel, and I want to welcome you all back to my YouTube channel. And if you're a new viewer, welcome to this platform. So today's topic is going to be simple, short, and sweet. And my sister Elizabeth is back here to talk with me today. So today's topic we're going to talk about basically relationships. So whether it's relationship with your siblings, parents, whoever. So we're going to be discussing that today. So how you define relationships?
Um, I don't have the dictionary definition, but I think relationships is like just communication between certain people. Is like how you interact with different type of people. You have different types of relationships. You have your family, friends, close friends, teachers, students, siblings, partners, husband and wife, all that good stuff. That's a relationship, just the interaction and communication with other people.
So would you say different relationships will have like different ways of interacting?
Yeah. Because okay, for example, say if you're like talking to your friend, and then you go to your friend, you're like, "You're right, mate. Yeah," you give her a handshake, whatever. You can't do that to your mom.
What's that?
You can't do that to your dad.
Even like even when you wake up in the morning, like your father's like, "Hey, you cannot greet." Like
yeah, you need to greet them and say good morning. Like you could just
yeah,
if you wake up,
morning.
if you live with your friend and you wake up, you can just walk past them. They don't care. But
you
especially
say
in our family, we need to greet our parents.
Yeah, but you say hey to someone you know. Like if they'll say hey, like if you're hey to you and you don't say hey back, they look at you like
exactly.
So like first
you
of all,
have a relationship with God as well.
Yeah. So within let's start from turn by turn, like relationship between siblings.
Yeah.
How you see how is that?
Fighting, annoying each other.
And it's for you to know that no matter how much siblings fight, they're always together. You know, like even when some of us fight a lot.
A lot.
A lot. In this house we fight a lot, but like we see so that's why we say joke together. You know, play together. We can also say oh because you got me angry, I cannot be your brother anymore. If you got me angry, I cannot be your sister anymore. You know that's one thing about the one good thing about the relationship between siblings. You know,
like a relationship with your sibling is like you and a close friend, except if anything happens, you can't just get rid of your sibling. You can get rid of your friend if you don't like them. I'll be like, I'm not talking to you. But because your sibling, you live in the same house. A lot of siblings live in the same house, and you can't get rid of them. So it's basically like the relationship between a friend. Because sometimes you argue with a friend, sometimes your friends annoys you. Sometimes you got a friend that gets on your nerves like crazy. But but they can always friends come and go, but your siblings are always gonna be
there. Yeah, even when you go through hard times, like you can only run back to your family. Mm-hmm. You know, right? Because even if you have friends that you think they'll be there with you, all of them might leave you because it's only trouble when you know a good friend. Mm-hmm. So if your friends will leave you or everybody leaves you, your parents, your family is always there. That's one good relationship that a family has. You know, there's a bond. You know, between everybody in the family, unless anybody family is wicked, because like you cannot have siblings or you cannot have children and not be with them.
Yeah.
So now let's go to parents and children.
Your parents is just telling you what to do, and you don't even do anything. You just listen. You have to keep your ears open. You just listen back. You can't do anything.
No, sometimes
you're not supposed to do anything because I know a lot of you guys out there be talking back to your parents. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. Even sometimes, like, I feel like, I will leave this house, go away.
They're gonna come back.
I know they're gonna come back. Like everybody needs their parents. Mm-hmm. Like if you just go out and face the world, you will run back.
Like the prodigal son in the Bible.
Because no child knows how the world feels like unless you go out and experience it, mm-hmm. and then you realize, life is hard. Everybody needs their parents. Everybody needs.
I feel like family. If you're a child and you're like either thinking about running away or you run away from home, you don't know what you're doing. Because first of all, why are you so angry? You need to run away from your own house. You're basically running away from a safe place. For a lot of people, their home is like their safe place. Good. I know there's some exceptions out there. Maybe home is not safe for them, But a lot of people home is a safe place, but when they go out, they're just exposing themselves to more danger. And I don't understand. Just because your parents told you to wash the plates, just wash it and it's finished and go.
Exactly.
They've been. The thing is, some children don't understand that their parents have already been 12, they've been 14, they've been 16 already because they're older than your ass.
Exactly.
They're older than you.
Some people, some parents have even been there so that they behave like you and don't want you to behave like that.
Yeah.
And because they behave like that, but when they behave like that, it led them to trouble. So they don't want you to go to that trouble as well.
At the same time, there's some parents that be smoking in front of the kids. They're like, don't smoke. Like our dad used to tell us that his dad, he drinks alcohol. He used to drink alcohol, and then whenever he saw his my dad drinking,
like he saw our dad drinking his alcohol one day that he left on the table, and he hit him so hard with the wire because like he realized that alcohol destroyed him, so he doesn't want alcohol to destroy his own son too. So,
but he's still drinking it. So at the same time, he should be a role model. But because he already knows what he can do to the person, because he's already experienced it.
And he's already addicted to it, so like it's hard for him to stop. So our apologies for eating, by the way. So, but
all the time, in the last video, enjoy. Just grab your own snacks.
Enjoy life, And the way we see our relationship with our human and our parents and siblings, that's the way our relationship with God is as well. The way our relationship with our fathers, we should look at that same way with God as well.
If God tells you to do something, do it. Because God notices what inside out. He created everything in it. According to Matthew. According to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. Because he created the whole world. So you can't tell me that you know best.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot know better than your creator. Anybody that creates something knows how it functions, knows how everything about it basically. So you cannot know better than him.
And you can run away from him now, but you're gonna come back.
Exactly. So
it's going to drag you back by force.
Some people go out of the sector of God, and then when they run away, they start being in trouble. Then they come back to God, saying, "God forgive me, God forgive this, God do this, or have mercy on me."
I think people run away from God in the first place.
I don't even know, because like God is everywhere. Why would you run away from me? You can run away from my earthly father, but God, why? God is everywhere. He can catch you anywhere.
Remember so Jonah was hiding from God because he's like, "Nah, I'm not going to preach in that place." But God knows. He knows everything. He even knew where he was hiding. He jumped into a whale. I mean, to see whale swallowed him up. God still saw him in there. Oh, can't lie.
So,
okay, so we've done siblings, we've done parents.
Relationship with friends.
I don't like the topic of friends. So deep.
Friends come and go.
Friends is going to be a whole video.
Because like I had friends in primary school that are different from the friends I have now. And even them.
Wait.
Yeah.
For some reason, I always feel like I attract the same friends wherever I go. The same personalities. Anyway,
yeah. Because like you basically have a friend that is better than you. Yeah. Basically, you have the same goals. You have the same. There's one thing that you guys like that brought you together. So like, and then for you to keep that bond between friends, you have to, like something that you have to like something that have something in common.
Yeah.
And when you have a disagreement, then that bond breaks, and basically the relationship goes wrong. And you can only stay together if you just fix your problems. That's basically what goes on between relationship between friends.
Yeah, and make sure that there's always something that you guys can talk about. Like a great example is if you're Christians. Like there's one thing to say you're a Christian, I know, but like my friends that in high school, I've not seen them now because of quarantine. But anyway, so my friends in high school, like we all have one thing. If there's one thing we all have in common, we all believe in God, and we all go to church or have been to church. We all go to church, and we believe in stuff like that. And sometimes, like at dinner time, we talk about like, because I have a lot of black friends. We talk about God. We talk about rapture. We talk about the Book of Revelations, like all the things that are prophesied that are happening now. We talk about like all those stuff. And sometimes we just be sitting on the table like, guys, the world's gonna end, yo. And then we start talking again, and like we were even arguing about what day the Sabbath is. Like literally, we talk about a lot of our arguments are based on the Bible, and I like that because we use that to teach ourselves things. And sometimes, if I want to tell my friends about a little bit about God even more, I can just slip it in there whilst we're having an argument, you know. So it's nice. Make sure you guys can.
Even the
And it's not like a violent argument; it's like a civilized argument.
yeah, even the Bible says iron sharpens iron. So like when you have friends, they sharpen you. You know, when you're down, they lift you up. When you're down, when you're up, you lift your friend that's down up as well. So like you basically encourage each other. You know, pray for each other.
And if you have a bad friend, run away quickly, because evil character corrupts good habits.
Yes.
Basically, I had a friend in primary school. We didn't get along that much, so I just stayed away from her because she was always like a bad kid. Stay away from her. That's what you should do as well to avoid trouble, and so you don't corrupt yourself as well.
Yeah, because even there's a Bible that says, "Show me your friend, and I'll show you who you are." So any way you behave, your friends must have. My friends behave that same way, and they must have influenced you to behave that way you're behaving. So if you're a good child, and all of a sudden you become bad, then you must check the friends you have. You know, the people you associate with, because like people that you talk with, they can influence you to change your habits from who you were before. So like, you choose your friends wisely. You know, choose people that think like you. You know, behave like you, that can influence you, and that also has the same faith as you. You know, so if you're a Christian, you go and befriend an unbeliever, or a Christian that is not even stable, they can pull you down from your current stage.
Especially in places where you don't have your parents around. I feel like in secondary school, your parents will notice that you have a friend that's a bit, But if you're like in college where you'll be going to school by yourself, you come home like, I don't know,
7 o'clock.
Yeah. And when you're in university, you come home and like the next day, you know who you are. So like those kind of places where you be living by yourself, make sure you take these messages with you because they're going to be really helpful. Because you don't have your parents there all the time to be like, oh, I don't like this friend. I think this friend's a bit weird. You know, you have to like be able to make that discernment yourself.
Sometimes your parents might teach you so well, you know, teach you the word of God, and then when they go to school, they'll turn to something else. You know, just like Solomon was saying in the book of Proverbs, there's my son, forget not my law, but let your heart keep to my commandments. It's basically teaching us that children should not forget what their parents taught them. They should always remember wherever they go, wherever they are. Should not forget the teachers of their parents, because it can take them a long way.
I feel like kids do that, like we young people in general do that because we're given like that a little bit of freedom. Once we get a little bit of freedom like this, when they say you can live by yourself, be like, you now step outside, you're like, I've arrived. You go to every single party you can, because that happened to me before. I remember when I was in year 8, I used to come home late all the time. Not late, but I used to come home late. I'd come home at like 4 when my school finished at 2:35. Yeah, I'd come home at like 4 when my school finished at like 2:35, because I just been messing about with my friends after school. Why? Because I was able to go to school by myself and come back by myself. But ever since my dad started dropping me and picking me up from school, I've stopped.
And parents also monitor their children, know how to be
all the time. Not all the time, but monitor them.
You should monitor your children to see whether they do. You should know your children so well to know whether they will live well on their own or not. Because there's some children that if you leave this children's side, they're gonna live on one. They will come back children of Satan. You know. So you should monitor them to choose whether they can live on their own or not. Because you don't want them to go and corrupt themselves. Yeah. So because there's some children that need to stay longer with their parents to get more training than some other children. Because there's some children that can live on their own. They will not forget the word of God. They will not forget the teachings of their parents. Those children that can be trusted to live on their own. Yeah. But not every child can be like that. So you need to monitor your children, know how they behave.
And there's some children that will walk out of their parents' house without even telling them like where they're going or when they're coming back, and then they just walk back in. If that person is doing that in your house, how do you think they're going to behave when they live by themselves?
Okay, you should monitor them as well, because if you drive to children to go out anyhow, what if something happens to them and you don't know where they are? So like, Every parent should also keep that relationship with their children. Know where they're going, know what they're doing. No, not to like invade in their privacy, but like there's also a stage when your children has to get some breathing space.
Yeah.
Especially when they're teenagers and
Don't
becoming adults.
don't like what's it called, suffocate them. You're always like, I'm watching you. Give them leniency, but to an extent.
Exactly.
In fact, don't even give them leniency. Let them have a little bit of freedom.
Not too much.
You're not even parents.
So some parents they train their children the same way they were trained, not knowing that this is the new generation of children. There's a different way that you can train them, because like you won't train that your parents gave you. You cannot apply it to your own children, because like why this is 21st century. They don't can't be trained the same way you are trained. Some people like sometimes I don't blame some African parents. Sorry, African parents, but like the way they were trained. Oh, you must do this. You must stay at home. Girls must watch the place. Girls must watch the place.
You can't have any friends that are boys.
Yeah, you must. If you want to, if you cannot have any boys while you're in school until you finish school.
Don't even talk to boys.
Exactly. So surprising thing is that when they finish school, start graduating, and then they're going to go close to 30, they're saying, "Where's your man? Where's your husband?"
Yeah.
Like, bro, you told me not to befriend a boy in school, and then you're saying, "Where's my husband?" No, because like you can't use the same principles to train children that have different mindsets and different believing and training like you did in your own time. But it cannot work. You cannot use the same principle that your parents use on you to use on your children.
Yeah. But you can still add a little bit of your own principle, but not too much. Like, for example, if your child was like, "Oh, I want to go," what topic are we even talking about? We're supposed to be talking about friends.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. So, say if your child wants to go out somewhere to town or something, and then you go like, "You're not going anywhere. Sit down." You like, instead of doing that, you can just say, "Okay, why are you going to town?" If they give you a good enough reason and you tell them you're gonna go out, you're going out at this time, and I want you back by this time, sharp. Yeah. Okay, you let them go out and then they come back sharp. If they don't let them go. Like, punish them. Don't just be like, you're not going anywhere just because you don't want them to go there. Like, let them give you a good reason why they want to go.
And let them be open. Let them express themselves, because like can't be stuck. Say sit down here. Oh, you cannot go there. You cannot go there. You cannot do that. Why can't they not do that? Why is it wrong? Exactly. Why is this wrong?
And I hate it so much when a lot of African parents are like, you're gonna be like this in the future. You're gonna be a lawyer in the future. You're gonna be doctor. My daughter's like, you can do whatever you want, but as long as you know, like, as long as it is going to benefit you in the future and it has God involved with it.
Yeah, because like he basically looks at what you're good at. Yeah. Because whatever you're good at, you're prosper in it. You cannot go and study a subject you are not good at or you don't like, because you'll never be happy doing what you don't like. Because there's many African people here. They will graduate as a lawyer, then they go do comedy. Like, because that's obvious that their parents probably told them to go and study that. But when they didn't like it, but when they graduate, they're not going to do what they like.
The thing is, some people actually resign to like doing jobs that they don't like just because of the money. But little did you know that if you're working in a place and you don't like your own job, and everyone can tell that you don't like your own job, you're not going to get paid as well as other people. If you really enjoy the job that you're doing in your workplace, you're going to be promoted. Trust me.
Yeah, because so basically, we are trained as children to do what you like, do what you love. So because people spend, children nowadays love money. When they see money, they don't go after the money. But like when you do what you love, money will come to you. You don't run after money. Like you have to basically do what you love, and then you can one day you can get a notice, and you get boom, you get money. So yeah, so like parents, you should raise your children well, have relationship with them, have the children parents bond, that close bond.
And if they have any, let them know if they have any friends that. Because going back to the friends topic, let them know if they have any friends that are a bit weird. Let them know, because you can help their lives. Because there'll be some times where you won't be there anymore.
Yes, especially in primary school, our parents knew all our friends. Like my mom was like, "Oh,
I went to their house."
Like, if I said to my mom, "Oh, do you know this my friend?" She said, "Yeah, I know that friend." Because like basically, everybody now didn't know themselves. Like my parents knew our friends and parents and everything. So like,
and in Ireland, the black community is really close.
Everybody
all went to same church.
Basically all the black people know themselves. So like basically know themselves. So every parent should like at least know your friend who you go out with, who influences you. I know. But she should not like be lord over their lives, like monitor their lives so closely. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like even sometimes I'd be like, if you see you texting your phone, like, what are you texting, bro? Like, I just
Most
hate.
time you're not even texting. You just.
I know. I just hate when. To be honest, I hate when he asks those questions. Like, what are you texting? What are you talking to at this time of night? Some certain things I cannot do inside his house. Like, like we have strict parents.
They're not too strict.
Well, not they're nice as well, but like some things you cannot do. Even me as adults, there's something I cannot do.
Like what?
Like, so let's dress it for example. I'm gonna go out with a short skirt or a short dress.
I go out with short skirts all the time. But it's not really short, but it's like.
No, but he criticizes my dressing more than her. Like if I go to school and I tell my dad I'm going to school now, he'll be looking at what I'm wearing.
Oh man, he's gonna do that to me in college.
Yeah, but when you own uniform, your own clothes, he will look at me what I'm wearing. Like,
no, but there was one time I wore that my leopard print crop top. I wore my snake pattern crop top, and then I wore a skirt that was like this length exactly, the one that has red and white lines across me, and then I wore like my denim jacket on top of it. He was like, you look like American Yankee.
if I dress like that, you tell me you can change. Like I must not wear short skirts.
I was like, yeah.
I don't know why, but like, anyways, what I was going to expose our parents, but what I was telling you, was being open, telling you examples of how we are trained. Yeah. No, but we don't realize
our relationship with our parents.
Yes, we joke with our parents too. We play and everything.
Yeah,
but like
it's funny.
Yeah, sometimes we joke together, laugh.
Sometimes when we're watching a movie with them and it has like some sexual things in it, and then we're not supposed to know, but we know, and then we just laugh. Like the movie we're watching that says, she said,
I know.
Wait, let me tell you after this video.
Okay, yeah. So like
this video is long.
Anyways, we're grown up, so like I know some certain things. But like basically, because
this environment.
Basically, different people have different relationships, how they relate together. Mm-hmm. Different approaches to our relationships. And even husband and wives.
Oh yeah.
They have their own relationships too. They don't. For someone to marry someone else, there must be one thing that you guys have interest in that brought you together, and then how you relate to each other in the marriage makes you stay in the marriage or do you leave each other. Basically, you have to know what each other like, what each other doesn't like, for you to get along together, for you to
be compatible.
Yeah, but obviously they have to be compatible before they marry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
because like during that time of engagement, like our dad always used to say, courtship. Our dad always used to say, courtship is not when you get a little taste of, a little you jump in the bed. No, don't do that.
Jump in the bed.
That's what he said. He said it's not when you get to. He said courtship is not when you get to taste the sample. It's when you learn about that person, what they like, what they don't like, things that would just make them happy. Their thoughts on the Bible, God, the world. Like I like talking about stuff like that. So when I like start to court someone, that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking a lot. Mm-hmm. No sample, no nothing.
I'm a type of person that don't like to rush into marriage, because like the marriage is a lifetime thing.
I take my time.
I don't want to go into a marriage that will be abusive.
I just don't even like marriage because like my mom is always saying, "Oh, when you get to the marriage, you can't live a single life." I'm like, so you can't wake up and make noodles for yourself.
No, that's how I want to do a single life for a while because I want to be doing something to be independent.
Sometimes I want to make food myself. And I was like, what about your siblings? Have they eaten?
Yeah, because like
no, I don't care.
Like we're already going through that situation in the house now. You go straight to marriage as well. You have to make it for your husband, make it for your children.
Like, where's my food? I'm hungry.
And men like food. I'm telling you, even our brothers, we have 4 brothers. All of them like food.
Literally, our brother be like, "So go make something happen." in the kitchen.
I know. Like when the girls are out, like they go shopping, the boys don't like it. Especially
Because they won't eat anything.
because I say our older brother,
They'll eat
he
biscuits.
don't like the girls going out.
I'm sorry, but he won't survive when he goes by
I
himself.
know.
He won't survive.
Like our older brother don't like when all the girls go out together, and leave all the boys at home. Because when there's no girl at home, then nobody can eat. Because like the boys cannot cook.
That's how I say girls are better than boys. But I'm not gonna start that because you guys are gonna fight.
And then that's one thing that annoys me. Like you parents, you teach your children how to cook, whether they're a boy or a girl. Like
that's a good relationship you have with your kids. Teach them vital life
skills. Yeah.
Boys and girls.
Cooking is not a gender.
Boys.
Boys cooking is not a gender thing. Cleaning is not a gender thing.
Yes.
It's like some parents say see the way your room is and you're a girl. Like
your room's messy.
girl.
Okay, I'm human being. Sometimes my room's messy.
Yeah,
I'll clean it up.
As if it's only boys that can be dirty. Like they expect like only girls should be clean.
Mm-hmm.
Only girls should cook. Only girls should clean. Like bro, at least you help your girl. Help the girls once in a while. I'm not saying that the girls should not clean or the girls should not cook, but at least the boys should be doing something in the house as well. Don't make them lazy around. It was like when the boys are hungry, they'll be sitting there waiting for food. They wait for the girls to go and cook.
If they learned how to do, they could just go into the kitchen and whip it by themselves. There's some people. There's some men in like and when they come back from work, like they're in a marriage, and when they come back from work, I don't even know how I know this. Anyway, when they come back from work, their wife just came back from work. They'll be staying at home all day. Let's say they don't have work that day. The wife just came back from work. She's tired. She wants to rest. She wants to take a nice bath and go to sleep. And you're like, where's my food? If you knew how to cook, if your mom taught you how to cook, no shade to your mom. If your mom taught you how to cook, you would have gone in the kitchen, made something for yourself and the kids if you have kids, and you guys will be chilling. When she comes back, you're like, oh, we've already eaten, and then she can go and chill.
And when a generation where the woman can work too, so when the older generation where all the women sit at home and cook, and then men go and work. When a generation where a woman goes and works, so you can't expect her to your food to be ready all the time. I'm not saying that you manage you at least once in a while make your frozen food before you eat somewhere else.
It.
But like you can't expect it every
Put
time.
In the freezer, in the ice cream tub.
You can't expect every time when you come out for work, your food was ready or this was that. You understand your wives.
Yes.
Sometimes they go through stress. They're going to work, come back, take care of you, take care of the children. All the burdens on them. So at least
let them breathe.
At least sympathize with them. Like they go through a lot. So the only thing you do is go to work and come back. Can't expect them to be available all the time for you.
And it goes back to their parents because you can't be saying, oh, as a girl, we know that boys need to do some things, but as a girl, you need to be you need to learn how to go. So do they. They need to learn life skills as well.
Apart from marriage.
It's like learning how to drive.
Apart from marriage, boys are going to be single. Boys are going to be living on their own before they get married. And all they'll be eating is...
They're going to be bachelors.
Yeah, all they'll be eating is outside food, not going to restaurant every time. They can't be living on...
That's a waste a lot of money.
They can't be living on restaurant food as well. Yeah, wasting their money on going to restaurant, going to go to stuff like that. They have to be able to cook by themselves. All the things, not just gender thing, just pressurize on the one gender alone. No, and that's a mentality that our parents of other generation has, and they use that to train their children.
Trash.
Because you can't use that in this generation when many things have changed.
Mm-hmm. And boys, if your parents are teaching you how to cook and other stuff, or they're telling you to go wash the dishes, don't be like, and don't be reluctant to doing it, because at the end of the day, your mom's gonna be like, I'll just leave them, let me do it myself. Exactly. And then she's just letting you guys have it all the time. Get it done, learn it now, so that it can save you a lot in the future.
Like in this house, like if it's your girl, you just want to cook or clean or whatever, they'll pressurize you to go and do it. But if it's a boy, they'll relax. Like, bro, force these boys to do something.
We're just ranting about what happens in our house.
I know. I'm not giving them an example, like, because like, exactly. Because like, boys, they all rack on the boys. They'll take it to some boys, and if it's girls, you must clean, you must cook, or your house must be neat. Or so some men don't like dirty houses. Like, bro.
Because we're the civilized. Women go to buy their own houses now. So why can't men go and learn how to cook? Think about it.
You parents, teach your boys, teach all your children life skills. Teach them good things. Teach them how to live life well. This generation is a new generation, a new century. Can't apply your own upbringing on your children. Can't teach your children the same way. If you don't know how this new generation goes about, just learn from others. Seek help or seek advice on how to raise children in this 21st century, because we're we're a different generation. We need a different approach to how you raise your children because the way you are brought up doesn't work on you. It will not work on your children.
Anymore.
It doesn't work. Yeah,
It's
it's
gonna
expired.
teach social workers will come for you.
We're not saying you cannot beat your children, but like you should be talking more. Talking to their senses more, especially when they're teenagers. When I begin to mature, don't be beating them anyhow. I think you're beating a small child. When they're growing up, be talking to them more. Be associate with them differently than when you were little.
Plus, as a teenager, you shouldn't really be getting in trouble that you get here for. I barely get in trouble now. I'm actually proud of myself.
I actually can't remember the last time I got in trouble.
You never get in trouble.
No, but I get in trouble for the little things, but like
I
barely
get in trouble all the time when I was little. I thought nothing.
But like the things I get in trouble for is like, oh, clean this place. Oh, go and cook. Why is that here when your mother is in the kitchen? Oh, why the room dirty? That's basically the kind of thing I get in trouble for. It's not really serious trouble.
So are we done?
Yeah. So hope you learned something today from different relationships within different people. And also drop your comments below what you think about this episode. And yeah, so hope you guys apply something to your life from what you have learned today. Whether you have a friend, whether you have a sibling, whether you have a parent, whether you have a child. There's different ways you can relate with different people. So until we see you again next time.
Excuse me.
Bye for now, and I hope we see you later on our next episode. Bye bye.
Deuces.